Welcome back, Tall Skulls.
Hello, everyone.
Nick and I have been, with the rest of you, watching the events in Ukraine unfold. We want to officially, as Feckless Momes and proud members of the Feckless Momes Audio Network, give our support to the people of Ukraine and stand in solidarity with those whose country is being invaded. We have a little list of organizations that you can support if you want to make a difference to the people on the ground.
You can always go to UNICEF. UNICEF is always a supporter of people across the world in need. They support health, nutrition, etc.
Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders, is a wonderful group doing lots of work, again, across the world, including in Ukraine.
The Voices of Children is a Ukrainian organization that is a charitable fund that provides psychological and psychosocial support to children affected by armed conflict, ironically enough.
Important.
Yeah.
Sunflower of Peace. This is actually fun. I didn't realize that the sunflower is the national flower of Ukraine. And this organization is putting together medical backpacks for paramedics and doctors and sending those kits to people.
The International Committee of the Red Cross. Everybody knows the Red Cross. The Switzerland-based organization is helping out the Ukrainian-specific Red Cross.
Save the Children, based in London, delivers essential humanitarian aid to various conflicts and is doing a lot of work right now in Ukraine.
Another group helping with humanitarian assistance is the UN Refugee Agency, the UNHCR, also providing emergency assistance to families.
CARE, C-A-R-E, is raising money for its Ukraine Crisis Fund, which supplies basic needs, food, water, hygiene, support services, direct cash to people affected by the conflict. And it says it's prioritizing women, girls, families, and the elderly.
And finally, the International Medical Corps is a global nonprofit that is working for primary health care and mental health services in eastern Ukraine since 2014. And they're raising funds to expand those services, and those services will be needed, no doubt.
Indeed.
I will be linking an NPR article that lists all of these right in the show notes. It'll be the first thing. Go ahead and check that out, please. If you can give anything, if you can help anyone, even kind words. We've already reached out to Eugene from Vernacular Verbose, and kind words help. But if you can help fund as well, donate. Do what you can, please.
That's right. And now, without further ado, enjoy our weekly episode. Proctors and deacons, squeegee off the stained glass carriage, take your poking stick in hand, and dazzle everyone with your shining morality. Don't look at my search history.
To the Pope-mobile! It's time to talk toll to me! Goddamn Pope!
Yeah. The Vatican, I know, specifically does not like the term the Pope-mobile.
Well,
They think it's undignified.
I mean, it is undignified. They're right, but that's just what makes it even
the
better.
term or the concept?
Well, I mean, it is a Pope-mobile in concept.
It is.
Right.
Welcome back. I am Omen Sade.
And I am Nick McGill.
Together we are Feckless Momes.
And this is Talk Toll to Me.
A good old-fashioned pulpit thumping in the dark, sleepy town of prog rock in which nosy Nick and oversensitive Omen attempt to save you from your sins by homilizing every single song that devout prog rock band Jethro Tull ever produced. Song by song, episode by episode, we will mythologize the martyr Martin Barr, we will judge the jealous John Evans, and defend the devious D. Palmer, all while expunging the sin of our own ignorance with the flute flagellations of Ian Antisocial Anderson. No, Ian Anderson the Antisocial II.
There we go. That's a good one.
That kind of worked.
A little bit. Yeah, is that really just like, is that what the names of the popes were? Is just kind of their biggest trait?
Or their biggest aspiration.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Or they were named after a famous other pope.
Oh, yeah, the second or third or whatever.
Or saint, yeah.
Do you get to pick your pope name?
I think you do. I think that's why our current Pope, Pope Francis, I remember that he specifically wanted to be the first Pope Francis.
Is he really the first?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
Pope Francis, the OG.
The OG first, yeah.
The OG
That's in parentheses, though. You don't have to say that part.
It's silent.
It's a silent OG. Okay, yeah.
Nick, hello.
Omen, hello.
Welcome, my son.
Thank you.
It's been 1 week since my last talk call to me.
Damn it. I was going there. That's where I was going. In fact, it has. We are wrapping up the weather on the change that is Stormwatch.
Yeah, big moment here, actually.
Big moment. We're starting a brand new album next week. But before we do that, I just need Marley to bring me an email. If that's, let's see.
Marley!
Thank you, Marley. This isn't the paper that we normally print emails on, is...
Ran out. Had to tear it from one of those old books.
You printed on one of my books.
Just to read around the numbers and words.
Okay, so I'll just have to decipher it. Marley, we have a whiteboard. You write on there what we need to pick up for the week. And
You know that's the devil's work, the whiteboard. I cast it out onto the freeway. I'll go get it.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking that out of your pay. Thank you, Marley, for the email. I'll read it.
Wow.
Okay, so this is an email from a new writer inner.
Oh, how exciting.
White innocence.
We've seen a spate of new writer inners after the whole Jethro Tull claiming that we're friends now. And yeah, we've got new listeners and new writers, and we absolutely adore that. So this email comes to us from the name of the submitter is Hot Mango Flush.
One of my favorite songs.
One of your favorite songs, universally reviled by I think almost every other Tull
Might
fan.
be why I like it so much.
So this is, the subject is, it's been a long time coming. Message. Hello, Omen and Nick. I'm finally writing you after being a loyal listener of the podcast since about March of 2019. We've got an OG listener right here, March of 19. That's 4 months into when we started.
Wow.
Yeah. And I figured it was about time I sent a note saying how much I enjoy the show. You never fail to make me laugh and even educate me. How would I ever had known who the Cake Man was without you guys?
Aren't we all the Cake Man, Nick, in some way or another?
That's what we've learned throughout this podcast, is we're all the Cake Man. My jump start to Tull was in the late 70s when I was about 15 years old and purchased the Live Bursting Out album through the Columbia Record Club. We're very consistently hearing about this Columbia Record Club at this point.
Yeah.
The thing that got me hooked was that the music on that album was so diverse, from folk to classical to hard rock, and had such a different feel than anything that I was listening to at that time, and the stage banter of Ian's really appealed to my sense of humor. My first show was May of 1979 on the Stormwatch Tour in Madison, Wisconsin, and I have seen them every time that I could since. I believe about 17 shows.
Wow.
Very much looking forward to your thoughts on Under Wraps, which is definitely one of my top 10 Tull albums. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Hot Mango Flush, for writing
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you for being a longtime listener. We could do it without you, but it would be a lot less fun.
It'd be lonely. It'd be quiet. And
would.
probably a bit boring.
So thank you for writing in, and I am also looking forward to talking about Under Wraps. That is actually an album with which I am less familiar, so it'll be a learning experience for me.
Yeah, and I've admitted in the past that I have given A and Under Wraps a lot of guff for being electronic and
You've given it
synthy,
3 Billy Goats
etc.
guff.
3 Billy Goats guff. But that being said, at this point, it is just a facade. I do actually enjoy those albums, particularly because of Walk into Light. After we covered Walk into Light, I got a new appreciation for them, I would say.
Indeed. And with that, Nick, I believe it is time to jump into the very final next thing.
It is the very final next thing. I just want to do a quick addendum from last week when we were talking Urban Apocalypse. I said that Urban Apocalypse was a melody in Dee's title track on Through Darkened Glass. Incorrect. The medley is Elegy on Through Darkened Glass. Urban Apocalypse has its own track on Through Darkened Glass. I got to clear it up now.
That's good.
Got to clear it up now.
That's great.
And my conscience, my confession is done. I will do 3 Hail Marys and two our Martin bars.
Do 3 cross-eyed Marys.
There you go. Oh, that was good. That was good. I'm embarrassed now. And that is it for preamble. Thank you for sitting through the shenanigans and the nonsense as usual. Omen, what are we listening to today?
Yeah. Oh my God. How did you get into here? Nick, we are listening today to the very final bonus track from the 40th anniversary Force 10 edition of Stormwatch, released in 2019. The track called...
And, in fact, this is another new one for you, I believe.
It sure is.
So let's dive in, oh so piously, to Man of God.
Oh, Nick.
Trains.
Bit of an unusual piece for the band, no?
Very much so, yeah. Yeah, it's one of the longest songs we've heard in a while. It's 6.5 minutes.
Which isn't really that long if you think of some of the stuff from the older days.
Sure.
But it is a lot longer than almost anything off of Stormwatch.
Yeah. I'm not going to play my hand yet. Omen, how do you feel about Man of God?
I'm gonna, for me, this song really gives me this deep feeling of meh.
Oh yeah, that is the most positive feeling I can muster for this song.
However, I am, like you, a consummate professional Tull discussinator.
Who told you that?
I wrote it myself on a on a piece of paper.
It's a lie. About me. I don't know about you. You can.
But, I think that it's an interesting track. I can see immediately from listening to it why it was not included on Stormwatch or indeed any other proper studio album.
Yeah.
For me, it feels a little bit like a backtracking thematically to some of the days of Aqualung.
Oh, interesting. Okay, sure.
It definitely fits. For me, it kind of feels like it's squarely in that religious critique of religion.
Yeah, thematically, not necessarily musically. It doesn't sound terribly Aqualung.
No.
It's a little too clean.
I mean lyrically.
Yeah.
And in terms of the themes.
Yeah.
Musically, I actually think it's really interesting.
It starts out nice. I really like the pluckies, the little guitar, like ping, ping.
Yeah, I believe those are
pluckies.
Yep, they are indeed. That's a use of harmonics, which we discussed a couple episodes ago.
Yep. Piano's nice in here. The guitar is very, very heavy.
Yes, with an unusual sound. I don't know what Martin is doing, if it's got some kind of a different effect, but it's got a little bit of a different flavor on this song than I think
really
we're
does.
accustomed to Martin, or what we think of as Martin sounding like.
I acknowledge that there is skill there. I acknowledge that it's good and it's well played, but I do not like the style at all. This just weavy, smarmy, rocky, heavy guitar. It just doesn't do it for me.
Allow me to put some words in your mouth for a moment.
Please.
Oh my God, it's so dirty in here.
Well, you didn't have to get in.
How else am I going to get them all the way back here? Hello. Oh. Okay, I'm going to predict that you feel that this song is approximately 2.5 to 3 minutes too long.
That's generous. I would say 4.
But you do feel like the song is too long.
Oh, absolutely.
So I am going to provide a counter argument to defend the length of this song, even though this is not a song that I particularly enjoy.
I cannot wait to hear this.
Okay. For me, I think that that thematically, what the length allows for us, it's very funny because when we talked about Walk into Light, we both were like, oh, all these repeated phrases and words. Ian would never do this in the regular Tull stuff. And then here we are.
Whoops.
With Man of God being repeated
30 times.
30 times. I think that for me, what is potentially interesting and valuable about that, combined with the length of it, is that you get the sense of somebody really trying to convince themselves of something, someone repeating this mantra to themselves over and over and over again.
Until it's true.
Until they believe it.
Yeah, right. I get that, but I hate it.
Okay.
It is the worst choice musically. It is not interesting to listen to. It's obnoxious. I loathe it.
Cool. And come back next week when we discuss the next album. But I also think that, there's something else to consider, which is that in 1979, the style of music was a little bit different. The expectations around music were a little bit different.
Okay.
We had fewer distractions. And so, in effect, if somebody was going to buy your album, or, not that this was on an album, but if you were building something for an album, you in a way had a captive audience. Whereas nowadays, if you release music, it's on Spotify and people can just, fast forward 15 seconds or just skip if they don't like it.
And also, presumably, I would assume that every song Tull ever wrote was at some point, like, you don't write a song thinking, oh, this is not going to go on an album, right? Like,
right.
What's the point otherwise? So presumably it started out as we're going to put this on an album somewhere.
Right.
Ian felt the groove and wrote it out, and that's when they figured out it wasn't viable.
Right. When you go back and you listen to all the tapes and you're like, oh, this one sounds amazing. Maybe that's unexpected.
Yeah.
This one that we thought was going to be really good, we can lose it.
Right.
Or like, we're going to give this a try. We don't know if it's going to be good or not. Turns out it wasn't great. Put it in the archive.
And then sometimes they revamp them and bring them into other albums.
As with this.
No, I'm saying, like, if you wrote it at the, say, Benefit era.
Oh, sure.
You revisit it 5 years on and think, oh, yeah, we can kind of rewrite this in our current style and it works better now. Whereas what you're saying is this one, they dug it out of a shoebox filled with gravy and wiped it off and said, oh, well, I mean, we got an extra space in the old Force 10 here, so let's do it.
You do love to keep your gravy in a shoebox. It does really enhance the flavor.
Exactly. If you can't admit that, I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
This discussion, Nick, makes me jump very logically and naturally to another band, your friends and mine, ABBA, the Swedish sensation.
Cool, great. That's the second time that we've talked ABBA in
ever?
2 weeks, I think. Also ever. Yeah. ABBA. You brought up ABBA when we talked about the Super Troopers.
Yes, ABBA. Yes, Super Troopers. Okay, so ABBA for decades just churned out radio hits, number ones. And there was an interview at one point where somebody asked them, "How do you what's your formula for that allows you to keep churning out just hit after hit after hit?" They never had a flop.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, we all get together when we are not touring and we write for 8 hours a day in the same room."
Yeah, it's their job. It's their full-time job.
And so literally they just will, sit down for a month of work and produce 200 songs.
Exactly, yeah.
And then they'll comb through them and be like, these 3 are pretty good.
Sure, it's monkeys and typewriters. It's eventually you're going to get something. It's spray and pray. You will eventually hit.
It's Swedes and keyboards.
It's Swedes and keyboards, yeah.
Swedes and monkeys. So, I think that what we see here is because we are digging into these bonus tracks because we have demanded, because we have beaten down the doors of Ian's good sense and his record company's gatekeeping, and this is our reward.
Right.
And Ian is so prolific with writing that, of course you can't assume, for me it's almost the reverse of ABBA, that like, Ian writes all these songs and occasionally one of them isn't as good as the others.
Yeah, very, very rarely have we come upon a stinker. But also because of that, it makes it that much more palpable when we do come upon one like this, is that it's such a detraction from our expectations.
It makes you want to say, Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, I'm a man of Mama. I'm Mama of God. So, yeah. So the bass in this is chunky as all get out. Very, very good bass. The hi-hat, I'm not sure if I heard any drums in this except for the hi-hat. That
right, yes,
and then he steps off of it and gets a little, and then back into the ticky-ticky. It is a rocking number. It's just, I'm being very opinionated, but it's just so heavy rock, and I just do not like the style. I think ultimately that's where that and the repetition, those two things combined to make the perfect ball of disgust for me.
It defeats you.
It does. I am defeated, as Rook would say.
This song is your Waterloo.
It is. I will die here on this hill.
Yes.
So how do you feel about it? It's just math for you?
For me, it's there are aspects of it that I enjoy. For me, it's one of those songs where each single part of it by itself I actually really like.
Okay.
And then somehow it doesn't all come together. It's like I've been watching a lot of MasterChef, and it's like, it's like when somebody cooks like this amazing mash that's really well seasoned, this really well cooked piece of protein and this delightful vegetable and this delightful sauce, and each of those components by themselves is very good, but it doesn't come together as a cohesive plate.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this.
Yeah.
I think the acoustic guitar is really cool, really unusual. It almost sounds to me like maybe it's a 12-string guitar. It's just got a different sound to it.
Huh. Okay.
I really like the harmonics in that introduction.
Uh-huh.
I think that the finger roll with the piano, that in various points is cool. I actually really like Ian singing on this.
It's good for his voice. It works well. It's a new take on, we haven't heard him sing a whole lot like this. It's very passionate.
He's doing a lot of very intricate runs, which is a little atypical for him.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is super cool to hear.
But you need to do that if you're going to be repeating the same phrase over and over and over and over.
Well, I'm a man of God. Yes, I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God.
Yeah, and for me, it's that repetition isn't supported enough musically. There's not very much variety in the music. It's pretty.
No.
It's not very proggy in terms of the rhythms and time signatures.
Yeah, aside from that really cool opener, once it hits the heavy, like it's that all the way through. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's talk about the lyrics.
Sure. Do you think?
Rarely.
Not if I can help it. Do you think that if I do really like your theory that this is like the mantra, and I get that. I can see that in here. I would not put it past Ian at all. Like, that makes absolute sense. Is that the case, or is this an unfinished song?
To me, this doesn't feel unfinished. This feels finished, but not great.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right to me. So what is this song about? Is this just a priest? Is this a smarmy priest? Or a zealous priest? It's fresh on my mind because spoiler alert, everybody, we literally just did Zealot Gene last night. So it's kind of really ripe in the noggin.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things that has remained consistent with Ian's critique of society and specifically religion is that he mostly critiques religious institutions and religious figures, not religion itself.
Right, the flawed humanity wearing the guise of religion.
And I think that in this song we have a sketch of a flawed human wearing the trappings of religion and using this repeated "I'm a man of God, I'm a man of God, I'm a man of God" to kind of justify whatever he might be doing underneath.
Yeah, whatever he's doing for Jesus. He's doing this for God. So it can't be wrong. It can't be flawed or sinful or whatever it is that we are to kind of surmise is happening.
And there's a long tradition of that. I mean, I was thinking about Cardinal Richelieu, the French cardinal who was able to really was instrumental in politically and militarily unifying France and is kind of the villain in Alexandre Dumas's The Three Musketeers.
That's why I know the name.
That's why you know the name. His red eminence.
His red M&Ms.
His red M&Ms, don't touch them. But there was somebody who really used his position of power within the church to gain more and more and more power and really argue and say, the church should not pay taxes. And wow, by the way, now that I have all this money, we should go to war with this island full of Protestants. And it was all under the name of religion and what is correct and what is just from a religious point of view.
It's the same thing as the big televangelists, like I need a private jet so I can fly and spread the word of Jesus to everyone.
What was the film that just came out about the televangelists?
I don't know.
The Eyes of...
Oh, Tammy Faye.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Baker. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's that same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's almost... I think what maybe falls a little flat with this song is that is such a known trope that it almost would be more interesting if there was a sense of this character actually doing some good.
Yeah, it's not like Ian to be so hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, this is not, we have to give the man some slack. He wrote, I thought, 300 amazing songs that got released and however many songs that didn't. And this is one that we personally don't like, and guaranteed this is someone's favorite song out there.
Absolutely.
This is Cardinal Richelieu's favorite song.
He loves it in hell.
He blasts this song in his special cardinal hole. If it wasn't for those scheming musketeers, I would have gotten away with it too.
Right into his cardinal hole. Yeah, but I mean, whether it's the reasons that we feel or not, like there is a reason there is at least one reason that this song was not released. And we are kind of going through Ian's dirty laundry, pulling up all of these old ones where Steve Wilson's like digging through the closet and pulling these out. Yeah. I can't wait until the 10 extra songs coming up on what is it, Broadsword? Is that the final remaster?
Yes.
That was so exciting. So do you want to talk about specific lyrics in here?
Yeah, let's kind of skim through them. I carry my visions on my shoulder. You better look out for the things I say. Hellfire and brimstone leave me colder than Jack Frost stripped naked on a winter's day.
I carry my visions on my shoulder, and you better look out for the things I say. Hellfire and brimstone leave me colder than Jack Frost stripped naked on a winter's day.
Well, there's one of my favorite Tull things, which is a callback to a previous... Wait a minute.
Oh.
A call forward.
I think so.
To a not yet written song.
Yeah, Jack Frost.
And the Hooded Crow.
Roots? Is that where it originally showed up?
Broadsword and the Beast.
Oh, it's Broadsword. Okay.
Yep.
I don't think it is an instance of Jack Frost and the Hooded Crow calling back to this song.
No, I think this song is having a premonition of
I
Jack
think it's
Frost.
coincidence, really. I will not. Normally, I'd be more than happy to give you that, but this one does not feel like it at all. Would Jack Frost be cold if he were stripped naked on a winter's day? He'd be comfortable, wouldn't he?
I think he is coldness. He is the quality of coldness.
So no modicum of heat at all. He is at his coldest, which for him is comfortable. But he is the embodiment of cold. Okay.
But he is measurably cold.
This song is put to bed. I'm good with it now.
Okay.
Well, I touch your children with my water, the holy water, sanctified by holy breath of holy mothers, holy daughter. I won't make you laugh, but I'll be your death.
Well, I touch your children with my water, sanctified by holy breath of holy mothers, holy daughter. I want to make you laugh, but I'll be your death.
I mean, I think the biggest thing, it's hard to say, what does this specifically refer
Right?
to, because it really could be so many things. But I do think that there is this, in a lot of traditional societies and in Europe, often the village priest was the most powerful person in town.
Sure.
And, and saw people baptized and saw people buried. That was sort of the job description. And often would be at both ends of someone's life.
And could be the one that would say whether someone is possessed or not, or is evil or not, or can be...
Oh, they could really give you a bad day.
Yeah, hanged or excommunicated or any number of things.
Well, and I carry visions on my shoulder. You better look out for the things I say. That really, think of all the instances in which religious visions have led to problems for other people.
Yeah.
I mean, on a macro scale, we could look at all the difficulty that Joan of Arc caused her enemies.
That pesky Joan of Arc.
Yes, indeed. But a lot of her inspiration came from visions. She had visions.
Was it epilepsy? Was it ergot poisoning? Was it... who knows?
And does it matter, because did not God put the ergot
There you
in the
go.
wheat?
Thank you, God, for poisoning your servant.
And then, on the other side of the ocean, we have in the Crucible.
Yeah, also ergot poisoning, yeah.
Also probably ergot poisoning. But, that sense of like, oh, I have a vision, and because of that, we have to hang this person.
Goody Proctor was sleeping with Satan in the woods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen The Witch? I ask you this like every couple of months.
Not since 2016 when we broke up.
Oh!
So no, I've never seen The Witch.
Very good. Highly recommended. It was like the first
watch
movie that Anya Taylor-Joy was in. It's WYTCH. One of the best horror movies.
Scary.
One of the best horror movies that we've seen in a very long time. You don't like horror movies?
No, thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my man of
They
God.
give me a tummy ache.
I've got a tummy ache. I'm scared.
I don't like them.
Okay, fine. Enjoy your Disney. I will enjoy The Witch.
Thank you. Actually, I've started to watch one of the new Star Trek series, Discovery.
Cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
I'm the Black Frock King. I'm the hard-eyed sender. Dispatch you all to another place, whether better or worse is your decision. I only scare you to your face.
I'm the Black Frog King, I'm the hard-eyed sender, and dispatch you all to another place, whether better or worse is your decision. I can only scare you to your face.
Black Frock King, is that like just how I'm so metal and badass that I'm wearing black? Is that like funeral garb? Is that...
No, I think priests usually wear a black frock. I think that is the standard get-up of priests.
So
of most
frock is
kinds.
like just the shirt thing, like not the robes, right?
I think the frock is the robes.
Our priests never wore black frocks. That's what I was...
Well, Your priests were in what religion?
Catholic.
Right.
But it also makes me think he's making himself evil here. He's making himself.
Yeah, this is the traditional frock. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, that's not a robe though.
Well,
Okay.
but that's what
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the thing.
okay.
It's that black
With the white collar, yeah.
with the white
Yeah.
collar. Yes, and there's lots of different versions of it, but I think they are all commonly called a frock.
It's not necessarily in mass, it's his everyday clothes. See, I was thinking robes in mass. So yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
You had fallen into the mass hole.
I've been trying to get out of it. But it makes me he seems proud to be the villain here almost. It's like I'm happy to be Sauron. I am the Black Frock King. Bring me the ring.
But I don't think he sees. I think that what Ian is saying about this character is that he doesn't see himself as the bad guy. He has to, there's a certain kind of egotism and self-aggrandizement that says, only I can solve these problems.
Yeah.
I'm the only one. I have the power and I have the smarts and the will to do the hard thing and to tell these people that they're evil and, to be the hard. It's like Malvolio.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that really helps. That final line really helps it. I can only scare you to your face. Like, I'm not trying to be scary. I might be intimidating, but I'm doing this for your good. And if you interpret it as scary, that's on you.
Right. I'm giving you the quote unquote truth.
Yeah, right. The hard truth. Yeah.
I think that, it's funny looking at the written lyrics, you kind of have to search through to actually find the lyrics amongst all the I'm a man of God choruses.
Yeah, we've got it twice between the two sets of verses and then 4 times after that. It's just repetition, yeah.
But I do think, there's this I think that where it really gets turned on its head. I mean, altogether, this is a case of someone surpassing their office, going beyond the tenets of their role.
Okay, yeah.
And I think where we really see that is, in this house I share with the Lord above,
Yeah.
he is the tenant, I am the master.
Mine is the hate, his is the love.
In the house I share with the Lord above. He is the tenant, I am the master. And mine is the hate, his is the love.
It's like, and it really does relate back to Ian's, lyric from almost a decade previous. People, what have you done? Locked him in his golden cage.
Sure.
Made him bend to your religion.
Yeah, that works really well here. Yeah.
It's like this guy's got Jesus in a box and he'll let him out for a price.
Sure, right, exactly.
If you're willing to pay, send me your children.
Oh. I get it. I get the idea behind it. I get the sentiment. I even get the sound choices. I do. When I look at it removed and with an eye and an ear for poetics, I can appreciate it. I can. Particularly when you think back to the other religious pieces that Ian has worked with, and the one that you just referenced, My God. That's like a sister song to this, I think.
Yeah, the prettier sister.
The prettier sister, obviously.
This is the more harloty sister.
Sure.
The unrepentant harlot sister.
She will take you out behind the church and make you pray.
Yeah. Yeah. If you change your mind, I'm the first in line. Honey, I'm still free.
Oh my God.
Take a chance on me.
Why are you singing that song?
Because I love ABBA.
We're back to ABBA. Okay.
Nick, anything else to say on Man of God?
Omen, if this were
Oh boy.
a religious holiday, which holiday would it be? You could put it into a religious holiday that currently exists, or you can create your own, but you have to tell me what it's celebrating.
Yeah, I think this would be Hair Shirt Day.
Yes, the self-flagellation of
Everyone feels bad and no one gets anything good out of it.
of the self-flagellation of Didymus the Whipped. Yeah, we celebrate that. Yeah.
Nick, question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that traditional black priest's frock,
yeah,
with the little thing that hangs off here and the little skirt roby thing,
yeah.
do you think that would look good on me?
I mean, if you were going for like a stripper priest thing, because your little skirt would be well above the knee. Let's not lie to ourselves.
It would also be tearaway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You would invest in a lot of Velcro.
That's a good. I might start incorporating that into my act. Excuse me, we got a noise complaint from God.
Who's here to repent? Rip. Goodness me. Omenshade.
Nick McGill.
Next week, we are starting the 1980 album, 13th studio album. Was supposed to be a solo album. A for Amen. A for Amen. So we are opening that album next week with Crossfire.
Oh! I like that song. Until next week, you don't have to wear a hair shirt. You can wear a comfortable Talk Tull to Me official merch t-shirt that is lovely and comfortable. And we even have a new piece of artwork that we are going to be releasing very soon.
That's right. Actually, it is in stores by the time you hear this. Well, by in stores, I mean it's in our merch store.
We've just released a brand new Talk Tull to Me t-shirt. Get it and put it on your body so that you don't have to suffer.
Check it out. It is for the Tull Skulls. I'll just leave it at that. You can find the link to our merch in the show notes.
We, the Feckless Momes, are truly innocents. We are like your children. And you don't have to touch us with your water. You can touch us with anything that you like. But we prefer being touched by 5 stars, preferably accompanying a positive rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
The religion of Talk Tull to Me, like every other religion, does accept tithes, and we will offer indulgences in return. For just $5 a month, you can find your way to salvation on our Discord server,
right,
and get 2 additional podcasts a month from
Truly,
us.
never has the price of opening the gates of the earthly paradise been so cheap.
So while you are doing that, until next week, I am the Black Frock King, Nick McGill.
I am the visions on your shoulder, Omenshade.
We are the hard-eyed senders, Feckless Momes.
And this is, for better or worse, Talk Tull to Me.
Welcome, everybody. Sit down, please. Sit down. It is. Take a seat. Everybody is blessed. It's all right. Everybody sit down. Quiet, please. We are welcome everyone to the 75th annual Popa Convention, and I would like to welcome you all. And we're going to take a roll call.
Woo! Popathon! Woo!
Put your shirt back on, please.
Okay.
We are going to start with Saint Peter.
Here.
Saint Linus.
Yeah.
Saint Anacletus.
Parts of me are over here, and some parts of me are over here.
Pope Clement.
Yeah.
But we need to take the name of Pope Everestus off the list. He is no longer with us. Pope Alexander.
Oh, yes, I'm here, you see.
Saint Sixtus.
Yes.
Saint Telesphorus.
Yeah.
Saint Hyginus.
He.
Let us see. We have 37 piouses. Can you all just chime in, please?
Here. I'm here too. What? I thought we were gonna get some, where's the Prada swag? Is that in the other room?
That's after we mingle.
I'm a size 36.
Size 36 frock. Okay, we'll write it down, pious. Sit down. Pope, the piouses? How many piouses do we have?
We just did the piouses.
Oh, good lord. The Clements, then. How about the Clements?
We are here.
Oh, yes, the Clement contingent is
We
here.
are queer. And we're not going anywhere.
And we are not used to it. What about the Innocence? Do we have the Innocence here?
I don't even know how I got here.
And finally, Pope Felix.
Hey, it's me, Pope Felix. Everybody gets a wafer. You get a wafer, you get a wafer. I got my wafer Pez cannon here. Pow, pow, blessings.
Now, we are going to start with the customary prayer in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Jesus. Dear God, thank you so much for talking told to me and for making sure that they are a member of the Feculus Momes audio network.
People everywhere, a sense of expectation hanging in the air, giving out ein spark. Across the room, your eyes are glowing in the dark. And here we go again. We know the start, we know the end. Masters of the scene. We've done it all before, and now we're back to get some more. You know what I mean. Voulez-vous?